I've set fire to something.
Every club.
Every day.
The Global Sports Podcast Network.
Hello and welcome to the Newcastle United podcast with GSPN. My name's Jo, I'll be hosting today, and it is just me and Iain again. I think the last time I hosted it was just me and you, Iain. So we just like doing pods together, don't we? We just like talking about all the fun stuff that's going on in Toon. So how are you doing anyway?
All of the fun. Yes, I'm ready to continue living my dream and spend at least half an hour chatting about what a wonderful time it is to be a Newcastle supporter. And it is really, because we're only a week away. We're only a week away from a game at Villa, and then it's Liverpool, and then it's Arsenal, and we've got the Champions League draw coming in about 10 days. It's very exciting. Honestly, it's great.
It is.
It's great. We've got a superb
all jokes aside,
first team. I don't know why everyone is so disappointed, but I mean, I appreciate we need to sort out the hierarchy at Newcastle United and get a strategy back together, and then we could actually move forward. But no, this is going to be a great season.
We can, and I like to believe that too. I'll be honest, and I think a lot of the negativity and anger and emotion and everything like that has just came from the fact that, I'll admit I was one of them. Everyone looked to this summer thinking, this is it. We haven't spent much in the last few windows. We're going to smash it. We're going to get some big names in, or not even just big names. We're going to build a squad. We've got one player. Okay, Ramsdale as well on loan, but we've got one player in Elanga, you know what I mean? Not exactly what we expected, considering a goalkeeper was not a priority, in my opinion. Anyway, however, that will lead me on to a couple of conversations anyway. So me and Iain discussed it, and we're talking in, out, shake it all about. That's what we're calling tonight's pod, because we're going to talk about ins, as in, please God, someone come in. Outs, how many people are leaving us, more than coming in. And the shake it all about is just talking about the Sela Cup and the start of back in church. That's the main thing, right? We all want to get back to church. So we'll cut straight to it, right? Let's get it out of the way, because it's been bloody annoying. I wish it would just end, and I wish they would just complete the signing. But let's talk about Cesco, shall we?
I know.
Is it just, right, Iain, and you've just said it before on the pod, so I will set you away in a second. Is it just a case of yet another big name player that we really shouldn't potentially be going after? Kev made a good point the other day that maybe we're kind of batting too high. Me and Nick did kind of batting back a bit, thinking, well, yeah, but we were kind of almost promised that this is how we were going to progress. We were going to start going for some of the big boys. So I'm very much on the fence of it. I was more emotional in the other pod. Like, I do keep getting cold, but I've probably settled more on the idea that, yeah, maybe Kev's right, and what you've just said was right before. Maybe we are just kind of trying to bat above our station, so to speak, just a little bit too early. And when I say just a bit too early, it's got to start happening soon, though, man. We can't keep going on year and just say, oh, well, we're just a bit above our station sort of thing. But do you think the Cesco deal has fell down along with all the others because of that?
Yes. Do you want a little bit more than that? I do. I think I love the ambition. I love the ambition that we're going up and battling for signatures against Arsenal and Liverpool and Manchester United. Unfortunately, the fact that Isak can have his head turned by Liverpool, I know Liverpool is a great team, but the project that he joined would sustain him through, I'm sure, with a new contract and better pay, if he thought the project was going anywhere. I think the whole thing has been undermined a little bit by Mitchell walking out, by Darren Eales putting his notice in back in September and not being replaced yet. There's no hierarchy like there was when there was a very visible plan when Amanda and Merdad were in charge. That's not there anymore. But I do like the ambition. They're the players that we do need to be. That quality of player is a player that we do need to be going for. But I think we have kind of demonstrating that principle that if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to end up getting the same result. In that we're going up for Delap and João Pedro, Ekatike, Sheshko against teams who have got such a bigger income than we have that they can afford to pay ridiculous wages. And I mean, if it's down to the transfer fee being the same and agreed with Leipzig for both Newcastle and Manchester United for Shesko, but then Newcastle are offering him 150 grand a week, or say 160. They're going to make him the highest paid player when he comes in. But Man
Mm.
United are thinking, well, we can put you on 250, and if you get 20 goals in
Yeah.
this first season, we'll put you up to 300. Where would you
Mm-hmm.
go? It doesn't matter
I know.
that Man U
I know.
finished 15th last year. You're going to sit there going, well, that 100 grand a week, that is, it's an extra 5 million.
It's insane, isn't it?
Over
Honestly.
5 year contract, there's an extra 25 million that they're saying they're going to pay you to put a red shirt on instead of a black and white striped one.
Yeah.
So I do think that whilst I love the ambition, I think we've abandoned our tried and trusted transfer strategy of finding these world class players the year before everyone sees that they're world class. It's been fantastic watching Bruno and Anthony Gordon, Sandro Tonali, Sven Botman reveal themselves to the wider football world as being top class players by demonstrating that when they're playing for Newcastle. We've taken a chance, but we've only taken a chance on those players when we've done loads and loads of research about them. So I think we've stacked the deck in our favour, and that's demonstrated by how many hits we've had and how few misses we've had in the signings since the takeover. Why have
Yeah.
we abandoned that? There are loads of players out there that are. I mean, you could argue Sesko was one, but he was on Arsenal's radar. Arsenal were after him. We are Johnny come latelys in the Sesko transfer deal. It was
We are.
always Manchester United and Arsenal that were interested in him from the start of the window.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but then there are loads of strikers out there that are showing the sort of promise that Isak was showing. Maybe they're not backed up by stats yet, but Isak wasn't backed up by stats. That's
Not
who
at
we
all.
can go in and persuade to come for 120 because we're taking the first chance. We're stepping forward, being bold. There are still
Mm-hmm.
strikers like that out in Europe, all over Europe, that we could still go and get. Because there is still more than 3 weeks of this window left. But I don't know why, and it's embarrassing that we have persisted with the tried and trusted Premier League proven player that
Yeah.
is who Chelsea and Liverpool and Manchester United, Manchester City want to buy. That's why we're not signing them because we'll
True.
get to where they love what we're going to do. They also like the idea of winning trophies every season with these other big teams, and
Of course.
then they're offered 100,000 a week more to go and join the big teams. So they do. I think
True.
what we need to do is get the executive in position, get the sponsorship maximised, continue to do well as we are on the pitch, finishing in the top five. Let's have another Champions League season next year.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go deep this year. Let's close that differential between the 700 million that Man City make in a year and the 350 that we do. Let's close that to five when we're on
Mm-hmm.
500 or 550, and then we've got more leeway under PSR
Mm-hmm.
to be able to pay more as wages. It seems obvious that we've done that
Yeah.
wrong. But I don't know if it's because Eddie Howe's focus is shifted onto running the team since the 6th of July and going in Singapore. But we've made the same mistake more than half a dozen times,
Yeah.
and we haven't changed what we've done yet.
We haven't. It's like we haven't learned throughout the last 2 months, to be fair. And like you say, maybe down to the fact that we haven't got the hierarchy in place that we did have a couple of years ago. We haven't got the schmoozer that is Amanda Stavely, who I think played such a massive role. I think we knew she did at the time. We knew she was going to be important when she left. All right, Murdad as well, but even he used to say she was the kind of main one in that
Mm,
sense. But I think we almost need that kind of softer touch, so to speak. And she was the softer touch between us and the Saudis because, no matter what, people still had an issue with the Saudis owning us and stuff. But she was like the face of it. It kind of softened the whole thing. The way she spoke about the project, I think she was a lot to do. Well, I think the likes of Bruno and that said it was with convincing them about the project in the past. Now we haven't got anyone like that anymore. And Eddie can't do everything. It's as simple as that. Like people cannot say anything against Eddie. And quite frankly, he must be beyond peed off at what's happening because the first thing he said, like we've said at the start of the window, was he like to get people in early, he wants them bedding into the team, he wants them to gel, this, that, and the other. none of which has happened. He's had Alanga now for a couple of weeks. He's just got Ramsdale in, who's essentially just covering the fact that Dubs is leaving, but we'll move on to that in a second because that's obviously the out section of this pod. But yeah, if I'm honest, I think like we'll just move on from that bit. I think if we are going to talk about any more ins, I want to try a little bit of positivity on who else we could bring in. So Jackson
Well,
is a
they're
tough one, isn't it?
mentioning
Though.
this is it. They're mentioning Nicholas Jackson, whose stats are actually really good, right? And he's
Mm-hmm.
double figures. He's actually got a much better record than Didier Drogba had in the first 2 years he played for Chelsea, and he is still quite young. So if Jackson comes, I'm not going to laugh at him. I'm going to get right behind
Could be
him.
worse.
Hope that
Yeah.
Eddie can work some miracles with him because he is still
Yeah.
raw. We saw when he got frustrated and knocked Sven Botman's ear off with his elbow and got sent off at the end of last season and he can get frustrated. So there's still a lot of learning there that he needs. But he's another player. He's another player that is going to end up top dollar. These, you know, um,
Unfortunately,
who else have we got? Ollie Watkins, nearly 30, proven Premier League striker.
I'd take
Would
him
be
though.
great.
I'd 100%
But,
take him.
but Villa don't want to do us any favours. We finished ahead of them on goal difference. That's how close we were. They
But
are in, they are in for Samu,
yeah, that's what I was going to say.
who is a risk. That might be an Isak-like sort of purchase. I don't know if he cost fortunes, but yeah, and if we can get Watkins in, he'll do a great job for 2 or 3 years. But he doesn't have any sell-on value. I have
Doesn't.
heard mentioned, um, Muniz and Strand Larsen because they've played in the Premier League, and Wissa as well. That's a step down from where Isak was.
Oh God, yeah.
When we need someone to replace Isak, uh, what about this German fella who I keep calling Voldemort, but he's not? It's like that. Who was scored 6 goals in the under-21 championship. He's six foot
Yeah.
five. He did look really, really good in that final against England. He was a real handful. Now he's only 21, 22, something like that. And he
Yeah.
was going to go to Bayern Munich, but now he isn't. So that's somebody who we could,
It's the sort of player we need to look.
because because in his head he's earning his 30,000 a week or whatever it is, because he's still on his under-21 type salary. And if we offer him 100k, wow, treble his salary, play in the
Mm-hmm.
Premier League. That's somebody who we could go and do that could be a Bruno. It could be a Botman that we get for 35, 40, 45 mil, and he's worth double that after the first season.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there's enough people around to be able to go chasing after us. That's what I think Eddie should have done from the
Yeah.
start of July. He could have had his 4 or 5 players signed by the time, sorry,
Mm-hmm.
from the start of June. I mean, he could have had his 4 or 5 players signed by the time they came back, and they could have all been playing together for 6 weeks before the start of the
Yeah.
season. It's no good saying that's what should have happened because that's hindsight.
It's true. Yeah.
Got to deal with what we've got now. But I
Mm-hmm.
still think if they can get their fingers out, there are lots of great players that are
Oh, there's still plenty of people available,
that
that's
are
for sure. But the problem
they're
we've
going
got is we're
to
chasing with tails, aren't we? So.
there are a load of players that will prove that they're very good this season.
Mm-hmm.
We need some of them playing for Newcastle.
I agree.
Um, I mean, if talking about ins, we need centre backs. I like Chow, who we've been after for ages. He could come in as a centre back.
Yeah, there's still talk of us
Um,
being linked with him, isn't there?
I
We're in
like
talks,
uh,
apparently. Whatever that
I
means.
like I like the sound of Radoni at Coventry, who apparently he's under 20 million, but Coventry's top man last year, he's 24. We need bodies in for the squad. Um,
Yeah.
and we need potential. I don't think we need to buy ready-made players. They cost too much, and the teams that can afford to pay them twice what we can are
Yeah.
after them anyway.
Yeah. Look, what you've just said there actually is the main problem. We need bodies in. And so I only think the panic's kind of starting to set in now with it being August is the fact that we haven't literally got bodies in. So we're still going into the season essentially with a paper thin squad, going into the Champions League, the exact opposite of what we said we needed in May. So I think that's where the main concerns kind of stem from, hasn't it? Everyone kind of sacked off June because everyone's like, oh, nothing will happen until July when the old PSR rules and more money falls in the pot and blah blah blah. So when there was no movement there, everyone naturally is just getting worried that we just don't have enough people. It's as simple as that, and we don't. No matter what quality at this point, by the way, whether it's a superstar, whether it's just some random kid that we find abroad, whether it's Ollie Watkins, whether, you know what I mean? It's the problem is we're bringing nobody in, and that there lies the problem. And one more thing I'll touch on with Isaac, 'cause I'm about bored of speaking about that man, I'll be honest, is what's just happened today. Was it today that he did the family day or yesterday? So Hell had,
Yesterday.
so he had the full squad in, all their families, the stuff all over social media, them playing games at the training squad and lovely family environment, kids running about. So Isaac was banned from that, and then he was told that he still had to train, so everyone left, and then he had to come in for training on his own. I mean, fair play, by the way, because what he's done kind of, you have to push him out to a degree. But if he's still with us come next week, I'm sorry, like, that's like a huge, huge rift. How on earth is he going to walk back in that training room? Not the training room, sorry, the dressing room or whatever. I don't know. That's just a rift through the squad that we don't want. We've loved over the last few years that the squad have been so united. Everyone loves each other. They're like a bit of a close-knit family as they keep talking. And all of a sudden, there's this massive rift through the squad caused by one player. So this is what I don't like about the Isaac situation now. It's got to the point
Well,
where Liverpool aren't coming back in for him. We can't sell him. We literally cannot sell him because we've got no one to replace him with. So it's just got this horrible little bubbling point, hasn't it? There.
I think it's possible. I think he's friends with them all. They'll understand where he is. They'll understand he's probably been moaning about not being offered a contract since Paul Mitchell told him he isn't getting a new contract. So they'll probably sympathise with his situation. If he comes back in and Liverpool don't make another offer because we don't sign a replacement, he's got a World Cup year to play to get into the Sweden team. I think he can join. I think he's friends with all of the team. I think they'll understand the situation he's
Yeah.
in. I think the crowd are the ones that will not understand. But then, you know, if he scored 5 or 6 goals in the first half a dozen games, he'll be back on side.
And he starts giving that to us as well. His little celebration. That'll be all turned on the fans at that point, won't he? So he'll
Yeah,
be like, "Well, screw you,
yeah.
lot, man. You've slagged us off all
It's
summer."
doable. It's doable. I'd much rather, you know, sign a replacement, sell him to Liverpool, and get that cash in so that he can go crazy in this last fortnight of the transfer window, and bring in
True.
some really good centre halves and midfield players because we need
True.
them. We're desperate for them.
We do. We
Um,
do.
because if we've done 55 on Alanga and whatever it is, 40 for Wissa, um, another
I
40
don't know
for
what's going to
Chow,
happen
let's
there.
say, then we're going to run out of cash without selling somebody.
Yeah. Oh no. I appreciate that. Look, we've spent probably longer than we needed to talking about the ins, considering there is no ins. But never mind, we've blabbed on. I'm going to play an ad, and I think what we'll just do a two-parter because otherwise this pod's going to go on forever. So first part was a massive in. The second part's going to be the out. I'm just touching on the Sela Cup because to be fair, there's not a lot to talk about there. But anyway, here's the ad.
Your body is unique, and Global Sports Podcast Network has partnered with Bioniq, the world's most personalised supplements. Bioniq provide 100% tailor-made supplements designed to deliver precisely what your body needs at exactly the right levels to optimise your health. No guessing. So click the link in the show notes. Use the code GSPN2025 for 40% off your first month's subscription. Bioniq. Don't settle for off-the-shelf solutions made for just anybody. Get what's right for you right now.
Wonderful. Right. Outs. We've done the ins. There is no ins. Let's do the outs because there's actually loads of outs, isn't there?
There are quite a few outs, and we did touch on the Alexander Isak out thing a little bit there. I don't
True,
really
we
know
did.
if
We
we
kind
have
of
to.
mixed up the ins and outs, didn't we?
We don't
So
need to have
we'll
to
talk about the
talk
real
about him
outs.
too much.
No, we're not talking
But
about
I do
Isaac
think
anymore. I'm
that
bored.
I think we need to sign an Isak-like replacement before we can sell him. So I think
We do.
every day that passes, it's more likely that he will be reintegrated back into the squad, and
He's got no
you
choice.
know we'll have to see how he gets on.
Yeah, he's still under
Other
contract.
outs.
Tough. Yeah, exactly. Right. So the first one, and probably the biggest one out of all the outs, is Dubravka. So there's mixed feelings on Dubravka across the fan base. Personally, I've never had a massive hatred towards him. I'm not going to say I'm his biggest fan, by the way, but you know what it is? He's done a great job for us over the years. All right, there's been some issues. All right, there's been the odd time where all of a sudden people are like, oh my God, not Dubravka playing. But the majority of the time, he's been a solid keeper for her. I think he'll be a miss. I don't know how much of an upgrade Ramsdale is from Dubravka, but please God, Ramsdale, come in and prove me wrong on this one. But yeah, I think it's always weird when you've had a player for that long to see them leave, sort of thing. But 7.5 years, he's gone to Burnley, and he says that he's got some links to them anyway. I personally don't know what these links are, but he seems happy enough, and that's the main thing, right?
Yeah, yeah. There's a little bit of money coming in for him because it's an undisclosed fee. It's not a free
It is.
transfer,
I know.
which is
Don't know
good.
how much though.
I'm a massive fan of Dubravka. Him having a Balkan name was the only way I persuaded my missus to come and watch Newcastle the first time. So she's a big fan of Dubravka. 179 games he played. That is a lot of games,
It is.
and I think he did well. I mean, he was a great goalie. Him, along with Wilson, kept us in the Premier League during the Bruce years. So well done, Martin. Thank you for all of your service, and I hope you have a.
Hmm.
It's nice that he's got the number one jersey at Burnley, so he's going to end up with a full Premier League season. He's approaching 35, is he, or 36? And just to
35. Oh,
just to
35.
hopefully cheer you up, Dubravka was good last year when he came in for Pope, as good as Pope, really.
He was.
Ramsdale is definitely a cut above Dubravka, I think. I know he's been in three different teams that have got relegated, but that's not down to him. When he was playing at Arsenal in that season that they finished second, and he was in competition with Raya, or was it the season before he was in competition with Raya, which is 3 years ago? He made the Premier League team of the season.
He did.
14
You're
clean
right.
sheets. He's an excellent goalkeeper. He's played for England, so he knows Pope. He knows all the guys that have been in the England squads with him, like Trips.
Yeah.
I think he'll bed in really, really quickly, and I think he's proper competition for Pope because he's much, much better with his feet. There are some fantastic reels on YouTube of the long range passing that he's got to pick out somebody on the edge of the opposition box with a ball that bounces once and then gets volleyed into the top corner. So let's see that happen a few times,
Let's see that
Aaron,
happen indeed.
and you can definitely be the number one.
Yes, you can. You can take that jersey. That's absolutely fine. The other one was our Greek keeper, which I refuse to ever try and say his name because I always absolutely annihilate it. So yeah, the Greek keeper, that was a
Do you
record
mean
signing. Go on,
Odysseus
say it.
Vlachodimos? Do you mean Odysseus Vlachodimos?
Ooh, look at you. Yes, that's the one.
Sort of.
He's away on a season-long loan to Spain. So I can't remember which team it was. But I was just reading it earlier on and it's completely gone out of my head. I just know it's in Spain somewhere. But apparently it is a season-long loan. It's not a sale. So that's another
Yes.
keeper gone. But then again, we've got about 50 million keepers, so it's fine. We can just start like dishing them out. Yeah, it'll be fine. We've
Yeah.
still got plenty on the books.
He he remains the most expensive goalkeeping signing by a stretch.
Nuts.
I think he's
Nuts.
twice as expensive as any other goalkeeper we've bought in Newcastle's history at 20 million or
Yep.
whatever it was.
Yep.
Crazy. And we were there. We saw the half of football that he played for Newcastle
We were.
against AFC Wimbledon in last year's Carabao Cup third round.
Oh, dear God.
Fancy
Yeah.
that.
Fancy that indeed. Right, so two keepers out. Another one which really was always going to go anyway, so fine for him to go, and thanks for your services, but Hayden's left. Isaac Hayden.
Yeah.
Again, he was out of contract. It was going to happen, but it was nice to see that he has found another club and he hasn't just kind of went by the wayside sort of thing. Because again,
Well, he's
nothing
been out.
against the lad. He was just
He got a 5 year. He got a 5 year extension to his contract or something, didn't he? And he's been out on loan for the last three and a half of that. So the mistake was to extend his contract by so much because he was a useful player
mm,
for Rafa. I mean, he was the Sandro Tonali for a season or two
he
there,
was
holding midfielder, etc. Um, but yeah, I mean, lots of good service. But yeah, I'm pleased he's got sorted because that's one
somewhere to go.
salary that we won't be paying.
Absolutely. And then it was one that you mentioned before, which I'd forgot about, was Joe White. Young Joe White's gone out on loan as well, hasn't he? So see what comes of that. But you made a great point
Out
before
at
the pod
Orient.
started. that really. Where has he gone to? Sorry, Leighton.
Orient, I think.
Ah, right,
Leighton
okay.
Orient.
But you made a great point, didn't you, about the fact that really the fact that we're sending him out and not really considering him a lot anyway. Yes, all right, he's been on the bench quite a few times. And did he get some minutes for Celtic? Did you say? Because I didn't watch that game.
He came on against Celtic, yeah. I thought he looked all right. I thought he did okay.
Yeah,
But maybe they know that Division 1, Division 2 is about his level, and it always will be.
yeah,
Uh, Harrison Ashby hasn't gone anywhere.
he
He's still
hasn't,
in
and
the
I've seen him
first
in a
team
lot of
squad.
photos as well. It's mad. He's been all over the first team, like the social media and stuff. So it's
Yeah,
interesting that he's almost been highlighted to a degree. So we'll see.
yeah. But the other
See
one
what's
who I'm
happening there.
looking forward to see, and I think he will get lots of minutes, and I'm not that worried about it because I've seen enough of him to quite like him, is Alex Murphy, a centre half
Right. Okay.
stroke left back. Um, I think he will do a job if we only sign one centre half being backup for the, because I think we need two. We've got such a string of aging centre backs that are half crocked most of the time anyway. Who
Yeah.
knows if Lascelles or Botman is ever going to get back to what they were like? Um,
True.
so I think Alex Murphy will be a regular player this year. Just watch; they'll announce that he's been sent out on loan again tomorrow. But I
Well,
thought he looked quite good.
did you see that unreal own goal he scored against
Oh yeah,
Arsenal? I want to say. I mean, it was a
yes.
blinder. I'll hand it to him. It was a well taken goal, man. Just the wrong end of the pitch, dude. Need to go the other
Well,
way,
it
but
was
you're
just the
fine. It's
wrong,
all right.
just the wrong side of the bar. That was all. You could see what he was doing. He was
It
covering.
was a
He was centre
yeah.
half, I think. Whoever the left back was had let that fella in at the back post, so he was trying to cover for
True.
him. I
I
don't
know.
blame him for that.
Just got a joke about it, haven't you? Really, but it was indeed a cracker of a goal. But yeah, we'll forgive him. He's still young. Right. That's it for the outs, isn't it? Thank God, because we
That's
really
it for
can't
the
afford to
outs.
lose anyone else. Let's not see
Do you
any
want a
more
quick
outs there. We don't
Zencastr
want to see more
advert?
outs. Oh, go on, because you're dying to read it, aren't you? Go on.
I am dying to read it. Um, it's a contractual obligation, of course, but here at the Global Sports Podcast Network, we spent a lot of time selecting our delivery platform, and Zencastr came out the clear winner. With 4K video recording from your phone and AI editing that automatically removes all those ums and ahs, it's super easy to start a podcast that sounds great and is delivered efficiently. If you're ready to tell your story, check out the link in the show description to learn more about Zencastr.
Well done. And another point of Zencastr I will point out is it also removes long pauses, which you had a nice convenient little 2 second pause right in the middle of that sketch. But it's fine because the listeners won't hear that. It'll take it out. There we go.
Oh,
Should
did
have
I?
that been that. It's all right
That must have
though.
been
They won't
while I
know.
was
I'm just
while I
mentioning
was
it.
swapping pages.
It was you
Great.
were shuffling. Um, let's talk Sela Cup and Espanyol. So Espanyol on Friday night, and then we've got the Atletico double header because the women and the men are playing on Saturday. So,
Well, what I think I'm going to have to try and do, and it might just be me that does it, although if you don't go, as you were explaining, you might not go on Friday. Um, we
I'll
need
be
to
very drunk
review.
though, Ian. Don't ask me to come on a
Okay.
pod. I'm going for
Well,
a bottomless now with the girls. Don't.
we need to review Friday, and we need to preview Saturday. So we'll probably have to try and do a bonus pod on Friday night to come out on Saturday morning.
Saturday morning, yeah.
So,
No, that's good.
how do you think we're shaping up for Espanyol?
I mean, Espanyol, I'll be honest, and I thought this regardless of who we're going to sign, by the way, it wasn't going to be the game. Saturday's more the showcase game, isn't it? Obviously, he's going to mix the teams up on both days. However, I do see that Saturday is obviously taken a bit more seriously due to being the Sela Cup. So there might be a lot more of the youngsters on Friday night, maybe. It's a strange one, isn't it? When you have back-to-back games like that, the players can't play full matches, naturally, but as I
What he
say,
would be
Sela
hoping,
Cup will be a priority.
I think the first 11 that chooses that plays in both games will be assumed to go all of the way through to the end because they've been building their minutes, haven't they? So
Mm,
they want to get a 90-minute under their belt before the
technically,
following
yeah.
weekend when they've got 90 minutes against Aston Villa away from home.
Yeah.
So what he would have liked to have done is to have had one team to play against Espanyol and a different team to play
hmm
against um, Atletico. But I don't know if he's got enough squad members to do that. I think he might have to have people that are coming on as subs on the Saturday that played on the Friday, or we'll be delving into the under 18s as well and seeing players that we've never heard of, which
Yeah, well,
is
that's
not
yeah.
is not what we wanted. Indicative though of how poor this transfer window has been, because Howard would have wanted for at least four more first teamers in there. He'll have Alex Murphy. He'll have
Hmm.
Park, Sung Soo Park, I think he's called, this winger who is
He looked kind of tidy, to be
a
fair. He's got a bit of
South
skill, hasn't he?
Korean wonder kid who they're bound to. I don't know. I hope they put him in the first team. He looked good when he's come on.
Yeah,
And if we're short, why not?
yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, so I don't. Do you know if there are any injuries coming out of the Singapore tour? Because Botman didn't play, did he? He limped off on one game. Is he
Yeah, I haven't
fit?
heard anything
Have
though.
we heard?
I haven't heard either way. I'll be honest. No. But like I said, I don't know. I think the Friday game we'll see more kids. By the way, Ian, can you turn your laptop or something? Because like all I can see is a big glare of sunshine.
Oh, sorry. I'm going to just sit
It's all
over this
right. I
way
mean,
then
I
now.
just want to see you when I'm talking
It's
to you.
all
That's
right.
all.
As the sun
That's
goes
better.
down here in
It's
sunny
just like all I
Yorkshire.
could see was like a beam of light coming across the screen. No, you're fine. Sorry, I do digress. So yeah, Friday I do expect to see more of the kids because I expect, like you're saying, he wants to get some 90 minutes out of some people, and the 90-minute games will be more of a priority for the Atletico game, I think, and that's where he'll just play. It's got the bigger audience. Let's get real. It's sold out. Friday night, from what I've seen, looks about 30,000 or something, if that.
Well,
So
the
he's not really going
fans
to push
aren't.
the boat out.
We made a joke about it at the start of the pod. The fans are so battle weary from this transfer window. We've just had disappointment after disappointment after
Hmm.
disappointment. Then we've had three losses and a draw in the warm up game so far. So you can
Hmm.
understand. I can understand because I've kind of felt it myself at times. Why you're sitting thinking, going, we're nowhere near ready for the new season. I mean, the guys who are there have done all of the training that they should have done, and we have got, we've got 18 or 19 of the 25-man squad that we want
Hmm.
to approach the Champions League. So there are some great players there. That's enough to get through the first few Premier League games, which are big games. And if we can pick up some results in them, we'll start this really exciting season positively. Why not? We should do it. But I could understand why people are thinking, it's a Friday night. I can't be bothered going.
Yeah, I get
It's only,
it.
it's only £20. So if I
It was
could
the
get
add-on
there,
game
I
as
would
well,
get
though,
there.
wasn't it? It was like the way they sold it. To be fair, and the tickets have been like I've had my tickets since they were sold, and we're talking over a month ago. So really, I get what you're saying about the whole battle weary thing, but at the same time, these tickets have been on sale for like a month. So really, we weren't feeling as bad about a month ago, were we? Really, we weren't. But point is, they announced the Sela game, didn't they? Like the Sela Saturday, women at 1 o'clock, men at 4. There was no talk of the Friday. The ticket sales went mental for the Saturday, pretty much sold out. When
Sold
that
out straight
happened,
away, yeah.
they announced the Espanyol game. So people were like, hang on a second, man. Because the last time they did it, they did a 2-day one, and you could buy it as a package, couldn't you? So they haven't done it
Yeah.
this time. They've done it. I mean, I have got tickets for both, but we'd already bought tickets for the Saturday, and we're like, go on, then we'll do the Friday. So obviously, I'm just waiting to see whether I'm still going on the Friday, because like I said, my friend's daughter's very poorly, unfortunately, so that might put the kibosh on that. But again, there's way bigger things, so that's more important. I'll still be going out with the girls during the day, so that's why I can't come back and do a pod. I've got to be honest, Ian, because I'll not talk sensibly.
You
Because
some
obviously, I talk
bladdered.
sensibly all the time.
I know. Michael will be around, don't worry.
He loves it.
Kev will be changing nappies.
He loves
Nicola
it
will
as
probably
well.
be as drunk as you are on a Friday, I should imagine. But never
It's what
mind.
us
We'll get
girls do.
something done.
It's fine. No, I mean, yeah, it's a strange one, isn't it? But I'm a bit torn on the about people going to the match, because it's also one of those that there's a lot of chances for people to go that never get to go to the league game. And I know it's not the same as the league, by the way, before anyone wants to shoot us down. It's not the same as watching a league match. It's not the same as watching a competitive cup match. It really isn't. But if you're that desperate to go and watch Newcastle, go and watch them. They're at home. There's tickets, a lot of them. And like you said before, it's cheap. The kids' tickets are next to nothing. The adults are like 20 quid or something. But yeah, anyway, that's my opinion on anything. I go to all the games, I go to all the friendlies, I go to everything, but I might be a little bit obsessed, but I don't know. Go if you can, in my eyes. Because yeah, getting into a league match, I appreciate it's hard. So unless you're a witch like I am, as Ian likes to call us, so get to go to them all.
Yes. Yes. I can't, which is a shame. Otherwise, I would be. But
I know.
you know, I'm relying on you getting me the tickets to go to at least 16 of the
I
18
will
league
try my
matches. Anyway.
witchcraft, yeah. Oh dear me.
Okay.
Right. We shall wrap it up there, Ian. It's been lovely. We've done a wonderful another 35 minutes of bambling on. So sorry in advance if anyone has got bored. I'm sure you haven't, because if you're still listening now, you've stuck with us. So thank you very much.
Can I just make a prediction? Because
Go
I
on
want to
then.
start the new season with Newcastle beating Espanyol 3-1. Because
Nice.
it would be so
It's got to be
daft
done,
if we
right?
didn't mention it and then they actually did win 3-1, wouldn't it? So,
Go on then. Yeah, I'll
yeah,
give it that. I'll go
I'll
2
say
nil.
3-1.
Go on then. We'll do a 2-0. And
So you
because I
think
won't speak to you
we're both
before.
saying we're going to win?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm sick of the negativity. I know I've moaned a lot, so I've got no right, but I kind of do have a right. I'm fine. But no, I want to stay positive. We'll beat Espanyol 2-0, and Atletico, we're going to win 2-1. What do you say for
Two
Atletico? Because
wins.
I'll not speak to you
Lovely.
before then.
No, I think we'll beat Espanyol 3-1, and I think it will be a 1-all draw against Atletico. They're a good team.
Well, someone has to win it though. So what we're going to do? Are we going to win in extra time, penalties? Someone's got to win the
No,
cup.
right. There'll be penalties. We'll win on penalties.
We're going to win a penalty. Right. Okay. Cool. I like that. Okay. So in that case, it's probably going to be you doing some kind of post-matchy thing tomorrow. If we can get someone else to join you, fantastic. Otherwise, I personally will see you next week. Okie dokes.
If it is just me, I guarantee it won't be 37 minutes long.
I don't know, like Ian, you've done a half an hour before on your own, so let's.
Well, yeah,
You can talk.
not reviewing a friendly game though, but what can you do?
You never know what's going to happen tomorrow night. To be fair, right. I'll let you go, and I'll see you next week.
See you all.
Every club, every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.